I can see the audio moving. Can you hear me now? I can see the... I can see them. It looks like the mic's working. I can see it going back and forth. Why can't... Now I don't see you. Seashore? Did you disappear? Come back. I need to know if this is working. Seashore? Yeah, boy. Oh. You are texting me. You can. Okay. Awesome. I'm going to try this again. I'm gonna turn on Ghost Dogs Moon Lake. Well, okay then. Now the game isn't working. This is fun. I sure do like this. This is great fun. The game is dark because it hates me. Alright. Ghost Dogs. Oh, okay. I'm gonna stop it and I'm gonna try starting it again. Time to describe everything, yeah. Okay, now I'm gonna hit play. Okay. I'm really hoping you can hear me and you can hear the game. Can you hear me? Oh, I don't hate you either. I love you. Yay! You can hear me and you can hear the game? Alright.
Welcome to my latest case, Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. To start playing, choose either Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games or need Dear Ned, remember Sally McDonald, the woman who took those photos that Dad has up in his office? Well, she just bought a house in Moon Lake, Pennsylvania. A gangster named Mickey Malone built it back in the 20s as his country getaway. We're talking major fixer-upper. Anyway, last night Sally called and she said she desperately needed my detective skills. She refused to say why over the phone. Naturally, I said I'd drive to Moon Lake immediately. But weird things started happening the moment I pulled up. First, this big tree fell down behind my car and has me totally blocked in. And then I discovered that Sally's gone. She left a note that suggested something terrible happens here at night. She's supposed to call me from her car. So here I sit, writing to you while I wait for the phone to ring. It's nighttime, and although part of me is dying to know what frightened Sally away, another part of me is starting to feel a little uneasy. I'll let you know what happens. Ever yours, Nancy.
Alright, so here's where I was. I was doing this whole thing. I was talking about how much I love the soundtrack of this game, and I guess nobody could hear me. But this is just perfect Halloween music right here. You want? I'm gonna.
Rotten floorboards. Watch your.
Sorry, I had to do that. Alright, so we are in Sally McDonald's house. I'm gonna explore a little bit. Oh, that's weird. Oh, I was like, she had a water bottle. Where did it go? Get tree cut, dead tree cut down. Yeah, we already did that. So anyway, here I'm just kind of rock falls. Nancy dies. Yeah. I'm reading your note. Nancy, I'm really, really sorry, but I just can't face another night here. I'm going to my aunt's in Philadelphia. Door is open. Make yourself at home. We'll call you from my car. Sally. P.S. My cell phone number is 215-555-5389. P.P.S. Please don't hate me. I'm just going to grab something real quick. Light. Map. We're good. Alright. Now I'm going to talk to Sally.
Hello?
Nancy, hi, it's Sally. We have to talk fast because I'm in my car and my cell phone's running low, so we might get cut off. But did you see my note?
Yes, are you all right?
No, I feel awful bailing on you like that. You must think I'm such a flake.
I'm just worried about you. What's wrong?
I couldn't stand the thought of spending another night there. I knew you were on your way, but it didn't help. I just got too scared.
You make it sound like the house is haunted or something.
You make it sound like the house is haunted or something.
Not the house, the woods. Just wait until it gets dark. Then you'll see. What am I saying? Nancy, you shouldn't be there by yourself either. Why don't you just go get in your car and go home? Or drive to Philadelphia. My aunt's got plenty of room.
No way, you've got me so curious I wouldn't leave you if I could. One of your trees seems to have other plans for me.
One of your trees seems to have other plans for me.
What do you mean?
Let me put it this way. Unless someone who just happens to have a chainsaw just happens to come by, my car's not going anywhere.
Oh, the dead maple beside the driveway. Oh, they told me it was in danger of falling over when I had the place inspected. I just never got around to doing anything about it. Listen, call M's Emporium. That's a store on the lake. Emily knows everybody. She'll know who to call if she decides to answer her phone.
It's late. Won't the store be closed?
Where's my brain? Okay, look. I just bought a little outboard motorboat. I haven't used it yet, but the guy who put it in for me said it should run just fine. It's tied up at the dock out front. Just get in it and go. Go anywhere. Just get away from the house.
Jason Voorhees might. Yeah, he might have a chainsaw. Yeah, Jason, would you like to help move the tree?
Why? What on earth do you think is gonna happen?
The dogs! Dogs! Out of nowhere. They're outside howling and snarling. Teeth and claws. Horrible.
Dogs? Hello? Did you say dogs? Hello?
Oh, noes. I say we call Bess.
Nancy, how's it going?
Hey, Bess. How'd you know it was me?
Telepathy, of course. Just another of my many talents.
You are so full of it. She got caller ID, Nancy. So now, instead of hanging up on the geeks that always call her, she just doesn't answer the phone.
Very funny. So what's up?
Caller ID. I love when the games date themselves.
Believe it or not, Sally went to her aunt's in Philadelphia. I'm here by myself.
Why? What happened? Did you two have a fight?
Oh, Bess. Nancy Drew does not have fights. Heated debates? Maybe. Fights? Never.
Why else would Sally just take off like that?
When she called to explain, she said she was afraid of the dogs.
Dogs? As in Rin Tin Tin, Old Yeller...
Huckleberry Hound?
Apparently, there are some dogs around here that come out at night and are pretty scary. That's about all she had the chance to say before we got cut off.
Dogs aren't scary. Maybe it's some other kind of animal.
That's possible.
As soon as you hang up, you're gonna go prowling around outside, aren't you?
Why, Bess, that's a great idea.
Well, be careful.
And if anything does happen, run. No, wait, call us first, then run.
I will.
I'm just gonna say this as a dog lover. Dogs can be scary. If you meet an unfriendly dog, they can be scary.
Bye, you guys.
See ya. Bye.
Most of the time, they are absolute love bugs. Most dogs are love bugs, but check out squeaking mice. Oh joy. Well, now I really don't want to go out there.
What is that?
Well, let's go outside. Whee!
The moon's so bright, I won't need my flashlight. Something's out there.
Now look what you've done.
Ah!
That was a Strix Varia. At least I think it was. Never know for sure now, will I?
That.
A Strix what?
Strix Varia. A barred owl. Real hard to spot. And it doesn't help that you're out here making more noise than a jumbo jet.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean any harm.
My name's Red Knot. And if you've got a volume knob, I'd appreciate your taking it down a notch before you scare away everything from here to Lancaster.
You scared me. You're a little woo outside the house. Who do you think you are?
I'm Nancy Drew. What were all those noises out here just now?
That was me, Miss Nancy Drew, calling in birds. And doing a pretty good job of it, too, till you showed up. Where'd you come from, anyway?
I drove in today from River Heights to visit my friend Sally McDonald.
Now, why would you want to do a thing like that? The Malone house is no place for one young woman, let alone two.
You've met Sally?
I talked to her a couple of times. But you know, the last time I saw her, she wasn't doing so good. She acted real anxious, scared.
Yay, thank you, Thea. I was having some audio trouble earlier. Which is your favorite game mystery? Ooh, that's a tough one. So I have a soft spot for this game, Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake, because it was one of the first Nancy Drew games I ever played. That and Secret of the Scarlet Hand. Message in the Haunted Mansion, I think, was the first one I ever played, but for some reason that one doesn't have the same nostalgia. I don't know why. I think my favorite, though, is the final scene. I like the personal stakes in it for Nancy. Like, her friend gets kidnapped and she has to save her, and there's a 3-day time limit. And I like the characters, and I like the movie theater setting. Also, Danger on Deception Island. That's a close second. I really like that one, too.
Did she say what was wrong?
The dogs. The dogs of Mickey Malone. Legend goes that when Malone was finally arrested and hauled away, his 4 dogs went running off into the woods and were never seen again. People would just hear them, howling like their hearts were broken every night until one by one, they all died and went silent. But every time someone tries living in the Malone house, back they come.
Oh, puppies. That breaks my heart.
Are you saying Sally's house is haunted by ghost dogs?
Every night, ever since she moved in, you could hear them howling. And some nights the dogs would appear outside the house, running around, snarling and barking and throwing themselves at the doors and windows. And then they'd be gone. They're buried in the cemetery just beyond the house, you know. Them and Malone both.
Ooh. You meant the mystery itself. That is a good question. Again, I really like Danger on Deception Island. Trying to think of some of the other ones. because some of them, like, I can think of some that I felt like were kind of disappointing with how they ended. I have to think about that because when I think of like Nancy Drew games that I really liked, I'm thinking of the experience as a whole, not so much the mystery part. I'm gonna think about that one some more. Did they ever attack
Did
Sally?
they ever attack Sally?
She never gave them the chance. After the first attack, she stopped going out at night. Just locked the doors when it got dark and sat tight until morning.
Why haven't the police investigated?
This isn't New York City, Miss Nancy Drew. All they got around here is one officious little park ranger. And all Jeff Akers does is sit around all day trying to figure out how he can get himself transferred out of here to a bigger park.
Are you a native of Moon Lake?
I just come to Moon Lake in the spring to look for birds. Got an observation platform just up the path, kind of my base camp, and I've got a little outboard down there on the lake. Left my car at the big dock up lake. Don't really need it.
Oh.
Are those the ghost dogs?
Yes, ma'am. Which is why I think it would be a good idea if I went my merry way and you got yourself back inside that house.
One more thing. The water in Sally's well needs to be tested. How do I do that?
Get a sampling kit from Jeff Akers. Ranger station's on the east side of the lake. Good luck, Miss Nancy Drew.
That's such a, like, what a way to break up the tension. Ghost dogs are howling. Creepy stuff's happening. Oh, hey, I need to get my well water tested. One thing I can say, I think this is like the best opening of a Nancy Drew game. Ugh.
This is not good.
Oh, you look like very good boys and girls. You look like the bestest dogs. But, oh man, that... I can... Now, like, in hindsight, I think the rest of the game doesn't live up to the opening, but, like... That's, like, one of the best openings, I think. I call it best again. Oh, did I dial the... Okay. They're not letting me talk to her. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go to... We could also go out and investigate.
I'd better wait until daylight.
I probably should just wait. You were going upstairs to sleep. When would you like to wake up? In the morning. Which Nancy game have you played the most? I'm gonna say either Secret of Scarlet Hand or the final scene. I really like Secret of the Scarlet Hand. I know a lot of people don't because they feel like it's a lot of like just looking up facts about the Maya, but I love it for that reason. I think it's fun.
The boat's full of water. I need to bail out the boat.
I like Treasure in the Royal Tower is a good one. Stay Tuned for Danger is great. Secrets Can Kill, I have...
Looks like paw prints.
Ghosts don't leave paw prints. Where does Stay Tuned for Danger rank? That's a good It's high up there. It's probably in the top 10. Torque.
The spark plug is missing.
Seeking for danger is definitely
This must be Red's observation platform.
And he's not here because it's not nighttime. Well, it would be in my top 10 even without that glorious fanfic. But, this is one of the things about streaming.
A face only a gnome could love.
I'm really bad at talking while I'm playing because I get really into the game.
Oh, the key broke off.
No.
It's locked. There's got to be another way to get this open.
Some torque. Yay. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this stuff yet, but yay! No, you're fine. I just, like, I want to talk about Nancy Drew, and I want to answer your questions, and I'm just, getting distracted by game.
I better be careful.
Yeah, there could be ghost dogs around here. Oh, right, I have the map. Oh, Nancy's marking it. I just realized that. How many times do I play this game and I have never noticed that Nancy marks the map? I'm like checking the map for landmarks and I'm realizing they're right, like it's right there. That she's the one marking them.
These look like dog tracks.
Ooh. I am very excited for Seven Keys. I feel like I should play Midnight in Salem again because, like, a lot of people... Snooky. Oh. Goodness. Oh, Pearl. Some path. Cranky. Marbles. We're so sorry to have lost you. Oh my gosh, I just noticed that. Wow. Oh, Vitus. Xander. Lucy. Iggy. A lot of people don't, like, a lot of Nancy Drew, like, diehard fans don't like it, and I thought it was fine. And I'm kind of like, what am I missing here? Not that I should really necessarily want to miss anything, you know? Because I enjoyed it, that's the important thing. Oh, cool, I'm back. Okay, there's actually not a whole lot I can do here, I don't think. Because right now, I'm stuck until I get the spark plug. And I need that from Red, I'm pretty sure. Well, one thing I can do is lay the boards.
This doesn't look very safe.
Alright, I need more boards.
Those floorboards need to be replaced. It's still not fixed.
Okay, alright. From what I understand, I never played, like, the original Secrets Can Kill. Oh my gosh, I remember I was so scared when I was a kid, like, first coming out of this house at night. I thought for sure the dogs were gonna kill me. I'm gonna go talk to Red. Hey, buddy. So, from what I understand, Secrets Can Kill was kind of weird the first game because, like, the killer was a random dude that was not one of the suspects, and he is still kind of a random dude in the remake, but they introduced him better, and they gave him a partner who actually interacts with you, and I like that.
Well, it's Miss Nancy Drew.
Does that mean you'd like me calling you Mr. Red Knot?
Please, just call me Nancy.
I will if you keep your voice down. I just heard a cerulean warbler.
Really? Are they rare?
Something tells me they're gonna be with you around. You didn't come up here to chit-chat, did you?
Do you know much about outboard motors?
Sure do. Only type of motorized vehicle that's allowed on Moon Lake. Heck, if it were up to me, I'd ban them too. Have everybody get around by canoe. Nothing like the threat of physical activity to keep tourists away.
Why don't you like tourists?
I came to see birds, not people. The more people there are in a forest, the fewer birds there are. It's a fact of life. Reason I like to come here is because nobody else does. It's perfect. Not a decent grocery store, restaurant, or motel for miles.
Does sound kind of nice.
There's no place nearby that sells boat parts? Sally's outboard is missing a spark plug.
I might be able to help you out. After all, I was a Boy Scout. Be prepared.
but I don't want to leave you unprepared.
Well, just so happens I've got 2 spark plugs right here in my pocket. Question is, if I give you one, what do I get for it? I don't need cash, but maybe you could take a few pictures for me. Know how to use a digital camera?
My friend Bess just got one for her birthday. I helped her figure out how to use it.
There's a couple of birds I'm supposed to take pictures of for PEPSOB. That's People for the Preservation and Study of Birds. You can recognize them by their songs, which are on this tape, which you can play on my cassette player, which you're gonna have to get from M's Emporium as soon as you get your boat fixed. Think you can handle that?
I know I can.
I know I can.
Here's everything you'll need. M's Emporium is up lake on the west side. Not that I'm trying to get you out of my hair or anything, but try not to come pestering me till you're done, okay? One more thing. You smoke?
Only when I'm on fire.
Oh, you're a spunky one, aren't you? Well, these woods may not look it, but they're tinder dry. One lit match, and the best bird habitat on the East Coast will go up in smoke. So watch what you do. Because if anything like that happens, I won't be looking for birds anymore. I'll be looking for you. Watch yourself out there.
Oh, I'm gonna watch myself from you, sir. Alright, so I'm gonna go back and make it day. Yes! Cassette tape! Physical media! Old-fashioned physical media. Alright, we are free.
Something must be very wrong with this engine.
We are not free. Plus the 0, minus.
I gotta have some torque.
Oh. Okay then. Here's some torque. I'm guessing it's positive 0. Yay! I got it! Oh. Girl detective drowns in lake while investigating mysterious occurrences. An unused life jacket. I forgot the life jacket! Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, I'm sorry, Nancy. Alright, M's Emporium.
Hey there! Welcome to M's Emporium. I'm Emily Griffin.
My name's Nancy Drew. I'm staying out at the old Malone place. You know, the house Sally McDonald bought?
Now what's she doing inviting guests out to that old dump?
As it turns out, I'm there by myself. The dog scared her off.
I told her. I said, Sally, that old house is gonna be nothing but trouble. And sure enough, Malone's hounds have come back. Just when we all thought they were finally resting in peace.
When was the last time they appeared?
Seems like they show up every time somebody buys the place. So the last time would have been 10, 15 years ago.
Have you ever seen the dogs?
Nope. Don't want to, neither. Just hearing them howl's bad enough. Scares the bejeebies out of me.
Oh my gosh, there's a video rental, like video cassette tapes behind her.
I got the bejeebies scared out of me twice last night. Just before I saw the dogs, I caught a man named Red Knot prowling around outside the house.
The bird watcher. Comes in every so often to stock up on that weirdo food he eats. You know how them tree hugger types are.
I bet they could rent Friday the 13th.
Has he been in the area long?
About as long as those pink-billed warblers and purple-eyed owls he's always chasing have been around. Couple of months, I guess.
Mr. Knott did me a favor, and in return he asked me to pick up a cassette player from you.
Oh, yeah. I got it right here. Thought maybe the old coot had forgotten he left it here.
Can I have it?
What else can I do you for?
These so-called ghost dogs left very real paw prints. I saw some near the cemetery that's by the Malone house. Have you ever been there?
Can't say as I have. Poking around cemeteries ain't exactly a hobby with me.
Does the name Waldo Matthias mean anything to you?
Can't say as it does.
Where do you find your... Achoo!
Bless you. It's all the dust. Sometimes I think it grows on this stuff.
Some of those old bottles are beautiful. Where'd you get them?
Found 'em. See, back in the days of Prohibition, that old Malone place used to be Party Central. Only way to get to and from back then was by boat. And when those boats dumped, on account of bad weather or bad driving or the feds suddenly showing up, well, everything from diamond necklaces to full bottles of illegal booze sank to the bottom of the lake.
So it's finders keepers, huh?
That's right. See, recovering objects from the lake bed is illegal. According to Squeaky Wheel Acres, dragging the lake for artifacts was upsetting its delicate eco-balance. So thanks mostly to his constant squawking, the state banned it.
Squeaky Wheel Acres?
Jeff Akers, local park ranger. I keep telling him all this stuff washed up on shore. But does that snobby little stickler for rules believe me?
Sounds like you aren't real fond of Ranger Akers.
Jeff Akers could take all his precious rules and regulations and take a flying leap. Now, I got nothing against getting more customers in here, mind you. But I kind of like Moon Lake the way it is. Small, quiet, out of the way. But Jeff Akers, why, there's nothing he'd like better than to see all the lake and all the property around it turned into one big, noisy, jam-packed state park.
Why would he want that?
He's the type of guy who likes to boss people around, makes them feel important. So if the park got way bigger and was crawling with tourists, why, instead of giving out maybe one ticket for littering every 2 days, he'd be giving out 12 tickets every 2 hours. He'd be in heaven. Well, hey, I'm sure you got better things to do than getting your ear chewed off by yours truly.
There's a large tree blocking Sally's driveway. Do you know of anyone who can come out and clear it away?
I'll get Tucker Davis to take care of it. Gotta warn you, though. Tucker tends to do things in his own sweet time.
Guess I'll see you later.
I guess you will.
Ew!
Alright, let's go talk to Jeff Akers.
Hello, can I help you?
Hi, my name's Nancy Drew. I'm visiting Sally McDonald. Are you the park ranger?
Park Ranger Jeff Akers, at your service. Let's see, Sally McDonald is the woman who bought the old Malone place.
That's right, only she's gone back to Philadelphia. Malone's dogs got to her.
Don't tell me she believes all that ghost dog stuff.
Does that mean you don't?
There's always a logical explanation for everything. Whatever's out there, I'm sure they're no more and no less than exactly what they look and sound like. Dogs. Living, breathing, very noisy dogs.
Why do you think dogs would attack Sally's house?
Dogs can be trained to do almost anything.
Any idea what would make a dog's eyes glow yellow?
Something in their diet, maybe? Some oddball vitamin or protein.
As a park ranger, don't you want to know for sure what's behind these dog attacks?
Do you always ask this many questions?
Sorry, it's my nature. But would it be okay if I asked a few more?
I'm a very busy man, Miss Drew, but I am here to serve the public.
You don't look very busy, dude.
Do you have something I could use to test the well water at Sally's?
Sure do. Simple to use, too. Just pump some water into this vial, return the sample to me, I'll send it off, and in a day or two, you'll find out whether or not your water's fit to drink.
Does everyone out here have a well?
Everyone who doesn't want to die of thirst does. Hooking up to a municipal water supply is out of the question. Too expensive.
This place isn't exactly your ordinary ranger station, is it?
It's also the Moon Lake Post Office, and it's the unofficial Moon Lake Museum of Factual and Natural History. I've lived here all my life, so I can't help but feel obligated to protect not only the area's flora and fauna, but also its past.
Which is apparently rather colorful.
As a member of the law enforcement community, I prefer to dwell on the positive aspects of history instead of on the activities of a bunch of glorified thugs.
So you'd probably like to see the old Malone place torn down and forgotten.
Not necessarily. It's hard to ignore its potential as a tourist attraction. And if that's what it takes to draw more people to Moon Lake, I'm a reasonable man.
What do you know about the cemetery behind the Malone house?
People are buried there. Beyond that, what's to know?
Is Malone buried there?
That's the rumor.
The inscription on one of the tombstones reads Waldo Matthias. Does that name ring any bells?
Not in my steeple.
Would you mind mailing this letter for me?
Not at all.
Would it be okay if I looked around?
Please do. And if you have any questions, any more questions, just ask.
Thanks for all your help.
Always a pleasure. Oh, and one last thing. The deer mouse population has boomed this year, so please take precautions if you're cleaning out any area where they may have nested. They can carry some nasty diseases.
Thanks for the tip, Ranger Akers.
How old is this tree? Did you know that the growth rings on a tree indicate its age and the environmental conditions in which it grew? This cross-section is a reproduction of a pine tree that was 62 years old when it was cut down. Cool.
I probably shouldn't mess around with this without Ranger Akers' permission.
But he said we could look around. There are the puppies. There are the good boys. Oh, there's just one. In the early 20th century, many celebrities from the East Coast spent their time here, including Florence Ziegfeld, famous producer of Broadway musicals and revue. In fact, in 1926, his boat, the Folly King, ran into the rocks at the north end of the lake and capsized. Nobody was hurt, but rather than going to the bother of repairing the boat, Ziegfeld simply left it there. Legend has it, for years, a local dog would swim out to the wreck every day and lie on it, barking at everyone who came near. Benjamin Franklin, cool. Mickey Malone, yeah, here's one. Doesn't say. He was convicted of tax evasion in 1933 and sent to prison where he eventually died. I just saw your comments, T-shirt. That's a good idea. I feel like I remember there was a checklist that Nancy had. Oh, yes. There was. Your www.herinteractive.com is a great place to learn about the latest detective techniques.
American goldfinch. Northern cardinal. Red-tailed hawk. Western tanager.
There were 6 though.
American goldfinch. American goldfinch. American robin. Blue jay.
Oh, okay, yeah, I must have somehow, it must have skipped.
Northern cardinal. Red-tailed hawk. Western tanager.
Okay, so we gotta go into the woods and look around.
Tweet, tweet!
Nancy, that's not gonna work.
Tweet, tweet!
Oh, Nancy. Oh. Yay! 1 down, 5 to go.
Tweet, tweet!
Shoot. Cardinal.
I must have scared it.
No! Cardinal, come back! Well, Nancy, maybe you weren't screaming tweet, tweet all the time.
Darn, it flew away.
No, come back, friend.
missed it.
Yay!
Come back!
No! I think there's something I'm doing wrong with the other two. I'm gonna go for best for a hint. Oh, and I need the sandpaper.
It's stuck. I need some sandpaper.
Nancy, how's it going?
This caller ID stuff is going to take some getting used to.
I'm here too, Nan. What's going on?
I saw the dogs Sally warned me about, and she was right. They were pretty scary.
You sure they weren't wolves or something?
They were definitely dogs. They came out of nowhere and started leaping at the windows and scratching at the doors like they wanted to get in.
Maybe that was just their way of being friendly.
These dogs were not friendly, believe me, and they had glowing yellow eyes. A birdwatcher I ran into said they were ghosts.
Ghosts?
The man who built Sally's place on Moon Lake was a gangster. The birdwatcher said that the ghosts of his dogs show up every time someone new tries to live here.
The place is haunted by ghost dogs?
Like there's such a thing as ghosts. But it does sound like you've got another mystery on your hands, Detective Drew.
Moon Lake is gorgeous, but it's so remote. The park ranger is the closest thing they have to a sheriff around here.
Park ranger? What's he like?
Which, as we all know, is Bess's way of saying, park ranger? Is he cute?
Not true, George. Nancy thinks everybody's cute, so what would be the point? Anyway, Nancy, you were saying?
His name's Jeff Akers. He's very helpful, polite, efficient, knowledgeable.
Sounds boring.
In fact, he probably knows more about the area than all the other residents of Moon Lake combined.
Sounds very boring.
What's he know about these alleged ghost dogs?
He thinks they're just plain old dogs that for some reason like to run around at night scaring people.
And what does Detective Drew think about the dogs?
I think Sally had good reason to be scared of them. I don't blame her for leaving, which leads me to think that maybe that was the whole idea.
Somebody had those dogs attack Sally in order to scare her away?
Why would anybody do that? She was there for less than a month.
You'd have to be a total creep to make enemies that fast. And Sally's one of the nicest people I know.
Ooh, Nancy! Speaking of cute guys, Frank and Joe Hardy called. I filled them in on where you are and what you're doing, and they're dying to hear from you.
The Hardy Boys!
Great. Did they leave a number?
Their number is 280-555-4865. Bess didn't recognize it when they called and almost didn't answer the phone.
Good thing my cousin here has a memory like an elephant, huh?
What's that supposed to mean?
Call them, Nancy. They're dying to hear from you. But remember, Frank's cute and all that, but George and I want to hear from you, too.
Yeah, no fair discussing the case with them from now on and not with us. Promise you'll keep us up to speed?
I promise. This birdwatcher I met has got me taking pictures of birds for some survey he's doing. He's a bit of a grump.
Does he live nearby?
No, he just kind of hangs out in the woods. In fact, I only see him at night.
Interesting. He's in the woods at night. The dogs are in the woods at night.
Could he have had a reason for wanting Sally out of the Malone house?
As far as I know, he and Sally were on good terms. But I also know that Red doesn't seem to have much use for any life form that doesn't molt.
He sounds like my Uncle Zach. He's into birds. Only he doesn't watch them. He hunts them, then shoots them. I never really liked my Uncle Zach.
I love Bess and George. Now, one thing about that, though, is yes, the Red's out at the same time that the dogs are, but would that mean he's got an alibi? But then again, he lives, like, right by the property, so...
Did I mention that all the water in Sally's house comes from a well?
Ew, really? Does it taste like rotten eggs?
Not all well water tastes like rotten eggs, Bess.
I don't know if it does or not. Because the well is so old, I need to get the water tested before I drink it.
Good plan. Nothing will wreck your day faster than a nice tall glass of contaminated water.
I could sure use a nice big hint right about now.
That pump doesn't work because it needs to be primed.
Maybe there's a fascinating factoid on pumps in that database Ranger Akers has.
Bye, you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Oh, do I have to go back to the... I thought the... Oh, I thought the kit came with... Okay, I guess I do have to go back to Ranger Akers Station. How do they know this stuff? That is a good question. Health and safety tips. Okay. Priming a pump. Shallow well pumps, which can lift water a maximum of 25 feet at sea level, operate on the same principle as a drinking straw. The action of the pump sucks air out of the intake. Air pressure does a thing. You get water. Cool. When a pump seems to stop working, that is when it fails to suck any water up and out the spout. No matter how much the handle is pumped, it probably needs to be primed. To prime a pump, simply pour drinkable water into the top of it and pump the handle until water flows from the spout. It's a good idea to fill a container with water right away and keep it nearby so you'll have water the next time the pump needs priming. Alright, so, okay, so I had the water bottle for that. Bye, Jeff.
I don't need water right now.
Alright, let's get this dropped off to Ranger Akers. And I'm gonna call the Hardy Boys. Puppy!
You're back.
I noticed you have a dog.
That's Yogi, who never goes out unless he's on a leash. Park rules.
That would be my first comment too. Dog!
He seems very well trained.
I hope you're not suggesting I trained Yogi to run around in the middle of the night barking and attacking houses.
No, he's a good boy.
I have that water sample. What do I do with it?
Just give it to me, and I'll take care of it.
Thanks for all your help.
Not a problem.
Oh, I want to pet the puppy. I would never accuse Yogi of doing anything bad ever. He's a good boy. No, he is not a double red herring. He is a good boy. I'm gonna call the Hardy Boys. Oh, I wanted to get the sandpaper from M. That's okay. I'll do this first. I'm here. Might as well do it.
Hello?
Hey, Joe. It's Nancy.
Nancy, how's it going? No, wait. Don't answer that. Talk about the weather or something.
The weather?
Yeah, that'll give me time to grab the other phone and take it outside. Frank's washing the car. He'll kill me if he misses anything. Here, wait a sec. Take a break. It's Nancy. Hang on. He's putting the hose down. He's drying his hands. He's walking over.
Nancy, hi. What's up? Bess and George say you've got another mystery on your hands.
Or should we say, on your paws?
They told you about the dogs?
We made them tell us everything. Pumped them dry.
As you may have guessed, we're not exactly rolling in detective work here.
So you're living vicariously through me.
It's not the first time, sad to say.
What conclusions have you reached so far, Detective?
If nothing else, those ghost dogs are very well trained. I'm watching to see who owns and/or trains dogs around here.
Good plan. But don't forget, a really smart perpetrator is going to make it look like he or she has no connection to dogs whatsoever.
But then a really, really smart perp might have dogs all over the place and not bother to hide it, because he or she would figure you'd never suspect anyone so obvious.
You're confusing me, boys.
Emily Griffin doesn't seem to have any dogs.
Uh-oh. Move her up on your suspect list.
I'd move her down.
You know, Joe, something tells me we're not helping.
I love them.
I'm convinced that someone is using those ghost dogs to scare Sally into abandoning Malone's house. If I can just figure out why, I might be able to figure out who.
Never hurts to look for motive.
Malone and his 4 dogs are supposedly buried in a little cemetery near the house. They've all got headstones inscribed with when they were born and when they died.
That's interesting. Did Malone have family?
Not that I'm aware of.
Then who had the tombstones inscribed?
That's exactly what I was wondering.
Sounds like this latest puzzle of yours is still missing a few pieces.
I seem to be getting nowhere fast. Anybody have any suggestions?
We can probably come up with a few.
But we're not going to make it easy for you.
After all, it's your case, not ours.
I do not have one single solitary idea.
I hate to say it, but neither do I.
Wow, you guys are no help.
Later, guys.
We'll be waiting.
That would be fun if she met Vicky Barr.
Howdy, Nancy.
I need to buy something.
You want it? I got it. As long as you pay cash, that is.
That's just it. I'm running kind of low on cash. Would it be possible to start a line of credit?
My daddy always said, neither a borrower nor a lender be. But I'll tell you what, seeing as how you're a friend of Sally's, and seeing as how I got some things around here that could use doing, I guess we could work something out. What is it you need?
Do you sell sandpaper by any chance?
I do, but Mr. Birdbrain was in last week and cleaned me out. Said he was tired of that observation platform of his giving him splinters in his hinter regions.
I've disturbed him enough already. Would anyone else around here have some?
He's your only hope, but you better ask him for it quick. That deck of his is pretty big, and those squares I sold him are pretty small.
Guess I'll see you later.
Yodelay-hee-hoo!
Alright. We're gonna go talk to Red. Creeping gangsters.
You find all the birds?
I found some birds, but no matter how quiet I am, I've been scaring other birds away before I can take their picture. What am I doing wrong?
You're wearing those clothes. That's what you're doing wrong. You need to blend in, like me. Go back over to M's tacky tourist trap and get yourself some camouflage gear. Only sensible thing that money grubber carries.
I'm sorry to keep bugging you, but I need some sandpaper. Emily said you might have some.
Here, take it and scram. I was just about to call in a meadowlark. That was always Ruth's favorite.
Was Ruth your wife?
Good heavens, no. My wife had no patience for birding. Ruth was my dog. Border collie. She'd hear a meadowlark, and by golly, her ears would perk, and she'd cock her head, and she'd just come as close to smiling as ever a dog could.
Aww.
Do many people around here own dogs?
Not really. Most people don't bother. The place is surrounded by park land, and Ranger Acres just loves enforcing the leash laws. There it is again. Take your sandpaper and go sand something, okay?
Okay. Let's go sand something.
It's stuck.
Okay, I remember the riddle for this one. So...
Leaves that appear on a fresh spring tree make my birth different from the other three. When swans drift by on shimmering blue, I'm the one who plays in the summer dew. When autumn's call brings out the deer, it is I who howls on mornings clear. And when winter comes and birds take flight, look to me to sleep through the long gray night.
So... Okay, Vitus was born in the winter, in February. I looked at their gravestones. Iggy was November. Lucy, and who was the... Lucy was April. And... who was the other one that was August? Xander was the summer one. So what I need to do is turn them in the direction of the animals on the walls. So Iggy needs to be facing backwards. The fresh spring tree, I think Lucy needs to be facing forwards. Looks like the birds and the swans are going in the same direction. Although, on here, the swans are facing this way. So, I'm gonna try... Okay, so leaves is the spring, so that's Lucy. Swans drift by on shimmering blue. That's Xander. Iggy is facing backwards. And then Vitus would be facing the other way. I got this. Not remembering their things correctly. Oh, I need to be looking at that. I'm gonna go back to the creepy cemetery and look at their birth dates again. Oh. Hi, puppies. Now, I will just say, this is where I think the game is a little bit of a letdown for some people, because the dogs only really attack that one time. And you're kind of hoping for something like, this is creepy. This was terrifying the first time I played it, but then once you realize that nothing's gonna come out, it kind of takes some of the fun away. Vitus was born in February. He's the winter dog. They all died on the same day, January 29th. That's sad. Xander was born in August. Okay, I got this right. Lucy was born in April. And Iggy was born in November. I did remember that. So it's, in order of the seasons, it's Lucy, Xander, Iggy, and Vitus. Maybe I need to turn them in order of the poem, too? So... They're all... very... I don't understand.
Hello?
Bess, it's Nancy.
I know that. What's going on?
I could sure use a nice big hint right about now.
Yikes, I am without a clue.
Same here. Sorry, Nance.
Bye, you guys.
Ta-ta.
Ciao for now.
Man, you guys are no help. Alright, let's talk to Em about camouflage gear.
Howdy, Nancy.
To make a long story short, I need some camouflage gear.
Got some right over here. One size fits all. But I'm running kind of low on bait. So if you go out and get me, say a dozen little critters, I'll give you the camos.
You got a deal. So what kind of bait do you need?
Worms, spiders, beetles, grubs. Anything that wriggles on its belly'll do. Just look under stuff. Rocks, logs, dead leaves. Should be able to find 12 in no time.
Do I need some kind of permit?
Things ain't quite that bad around here. Least not yet. Now, if Jeff Akers' daddy was still around, you might get arrested for cruelty to animals or some such nonsense. Joe Akers used to be the deputy sheriff. Real critter lover, that one was.
Joe Akers is Jeff's father?
That's right.
Guess I'll see you later.
I guess you will.
I know Joe Akers is Jeff's father. Yeah, but we haven't met Joe Akers. Okay. I don't think we've seen him. Ooh, thank you, Seashore. So, I'll start looking for the dozen little critters after I've taken my break. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go a little longer just because I started late. I'll take my breaker in like another 10 minutes. Let's start hunting for critters. Oh, there's the other board.
Those look too rotten.
I forgot that's where the other board is. Alright, we're 1/3 of the way there. Nice, we're almost halfway there. halfway there. Go out at night too. Out into the woods we go. Oh, you're terrifying, Mr. Owl. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I need 4 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 more. Yeah, I know if I don't hear the chirp chirp, then they're not there, but I try looking anyway. I like to hope for things. See, if there was ever a risk of them, like, actually coming out and chasing you, and, like, you had to start over if they caught you, that would be scary. But they don't. They just howl. waking up again. I was doing so well. Got it. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's it, right? You got him, right? Unless she wants a baker's dozen.
Hey, Nancy, how's the bait finding coming along?
12 big, fat, juicy ones, just like you wanted.
Well, now, you done all right for a city gal. Here you go. Hope whatever you're hiding from won't catch you. How you holding up?
Any word from Tucker, what's his name? He hasn't been by to move that tree yet.
I'll give him another call. But like I said, the man marches to the beat of another drummer. A very slow drummer.
Guess I'll see you later.
I guess you will.
Alright, so I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna take those last 2 pictures, and then I'm gonna take my break. Because that'll be a good stopping point for losing. And then I'm going to take my break, and I'll be back in about 10-15 minutes. So thank you so much to everyone who's been watching my stream. I hope you're enjoying it, and I'll see you in a bit. was making hot chocolate. I thought it would not take that long. But I am back. Let's play Nancy while I sip hot chocolate. Game. Okay, where was I? Oh, right. I remember where I was. Mouse, stop spinning. It is time to spin chocolate. It is not time for the mouse to spin. I need to talk to Red. What? Red Knot. Hello! Yay, new person! I need to talk to Red Knot. Oh, sorry, I'm in the mic now. Yeah, the game is... It's a very tiny screen. I apologize for that. Yeah, I need to talk to Red and be like, why can't I find a red-tailed hawk?
How's the bird watching coming along?
I just can't seem to find a red-tailed hawk. Any suggestions?
Well, there's gotta be lots around here. You haven't been going around wearing sunglasses and earmuffs, have you?
No, Red, I haven't.
Well, according to my bird map, they like to nest in the big tree that's just to the southwest of the Malone house. I suggest you park yourself nearby and wait. Bound to spot one sooner or later.
See you in a while.
Watch yourself out there.
Now I gotta go back to daytime and make plot things happen. Spooky plot things.
Well, I don't see any hawks, but this is probably the tree Red was talking about. At least it was the tree. That sounded like a hawk.
Hooray!
Hey, what is that hawk standing on? Oh, that looks like a speaker.
Oh no!
Huh? I better get out of here. My arms and legs are tied. I can't move. At least I can kick. If I could just get that scythe down, I could use the blade to cut the rope around my wrists and free my hands.
All right. Kick. This is like Ghost Trick. We gotta trick the stuff. Yay!
I can't just let this thing burn up. I've gotta put it out.
All right. Hurry up!
What in blazes happened? I saw the fire from my platform and came running. You weren't in there playing with matches, were you?
I was looking at birds, and then I noticed something on the house, and the next thing I knew, I was locked in the tool shed and somebody was setting it on fire.
Whoa, you're not making much sense. Probably smoke inhalation or something. Come talk to me after you've cleaned yourself up and gotten some sleep. I need to tell you something.
Somebody tried to kill you?
I didn't say that.
Somebody knocked you out, locked you in a shed, set it on fire, and you think they were, what, just pulling a prank? Wake up and smell the hostile vibes, Nancy.
I guess it's just hard for me to believe that anybody would consider me to be that big a threat.
I should have never let you stay there by yourself.
Sally, I'm fine. I feel bad about your tool shed, though.
Who cares about the shed? It was full of junk anyway. I'm glad to be rid of it.
That's kind of the way Ranger Akers saw it, too. He showed up right after the birdwatcher did and ticketed me for burning refuse in a manner that endangered park property.
That man is insufferable.
Emily was nice, though. She came by right afterwards and wouldn't leave until I drank the tea she made for me.
That's
Look,
nice.
Nancy, one more time. If you want to leave, just say the word and I'll come get you.
Sally, one more time. I'm fine.
Well, then promise me you'll be careful, okay?
I promise. I'll be in touch.
You better.
Typical man, ignore the female. Oh, that's just Red's charming personality. Ooh, should I tell the Hardy Boys that someone tried to kill me? I'm sure they'll love that. Oh, I dialed the wrong number.
Hello?
Hi, Frank.
Hey, Nancy. Hey, Joe. Pick up the phone. Joe's in the kitchen. Worked up a real appetite watching me vacuum out the car. Hello?
Hi, Joe. It's Nancy. What are you eating?
Sandwich. Either roast beef or really old turkey. Can't tell. Don't care.
So, how's life as a dog catcher?
Well, I guess we don't tell him how we almost died.
I seem to be getting nowhere fast. Anybody have any suggestions?
Be sure to notice what shows up behind each dog in the clock after you turn one of the dogs in the cabinet.
Psychologists call it feedback.
The trick is to turn each dog in the right direction. But until you figure out what the right direction for each dog is, I guess you will have pretty much hit the wall.
Oh, be sure to notice what shows up behind each dog in the clock after you turn one of the dogs in the cabinet. Huh.
Later, guys.
We'll be waiting.
I know they were all like this originally. I was looking at the wrong... Okay. I'm gonna turn Vitus and see what happens next. Oh, I just remembered something. It's not just about the seasons, it's about the time. Leaves that appear on a fresh spring tree make my birth different. Oh. Yeah. When swans trip? Because it is I who howls on mornings clear, work to me to sleep through the long gray night. But so this first one is Vitus. That one's Iggy. I did it. Secret tunnel, secret tunnel, through the mountains. Secret, 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 secret tunnel. Mice.
It could be mice making that sound. It looks like a tiny hole. William Akers? I wonder if he's related to Jeff Akers.
Ooh. Cool. So, what else do I have? Broken safe and cellar. How? Alright, I'm gonna go to Jeff Akers and see if he knows about William and No, Yogi's gone.
You're back.
Where's Yogi?
In the run, out back. Even out of sight, he's under my full control, as park rules require.
I don't care about park rules. I want to pet the good boy.
I found a newspaper dating back to 1927 in Sally's house. Since you're kind of an expert on the history of Moon Lake, do you mind if I ask you some questions about Mickey Malone?
Not at all.
The article mentioned that a man named William Akers used to work for Malone. Is he a relative of yours?
No. Quite a coincidence, I'll admit, but no. I am in no way related to the head flunky of some two-bit gangster and his gang of thugs.
Well, that sounds like a lie, good sir.
I found this old picture in Sally's house. Do you know who these people are?
The man is Mickey Malone, I know that. I'm guessing that this is his girlfriend, Vivian Burnett, I think her name was. And judging by the year of that brand new Ford in the background, I'd say the picture was taken in 1928.
Nice work, Detective Akers.
She was probably as familiar with Malone's house and his dogs as he was. Think there's any chance she's still alive?
Tell you what, Miss Drew. Why don't I go through my files and see what I can dig up on this mystery woman? I'm a busy man, but like I always say, I'm here to serve.
I like you.
When and why was Malone arrested?
I'm sorry, Miss Drew. As usual, I'm a little pressed for time. If you have more questions, why don't you sit down at the computer and peruse the Moon Lake database of fascinating factoids that I've put together?
Oh.
What happened to Akers and the rest of Malone's gang after he went to prison?
Fortunately for Moon Lake, they all left and went their separate ways.
Crime doesn't
Have you
die.
gotten the results back from that water sample I left with you?
I meant to call the Department of Health today for a status report, but frankly, I've been way too busy.
You certainly look busy.
Sounds like Moon Lake could use 2 rangers.
If I were in charge of just 10 more acres of parkland, they'd give me an assistant, and I could devote more time to the acquisition of more land and eventually put Moon Lake on the map as one of the biggest, most popular parks in the state.
Why didn't the Parks Department buy the Malone property instead of Sally?
She outbid them, the cheapskates.
Well, if those dogs scare Sally away for good, other people are bound to think twice about buying the place. The bank will lower its price, and you'll have your land.
You're insinuating things again, Miss Drew.
Ooh. you.
I'm sorry, I really am. It's just that Sally's my friend, and I'd really like to find out why someone's doing this to her.
Tell you what, if you're serious about making amends, there's some boxes by the computer labeled with dates. They're from the estate of a local history buff. She kept everything from newspaper clippings to old photos to recipes for apple crisp. She put everything in envelopes, then numbered them by year using Roman numerals. Just put the envelopes in order by year with the earliest date in front. Oh, and if you're rusty on Roman numerals, there's an entry on them in the computer.
I want the apple crisp recipe.
I hope I don't get distracted. Apple crisp sounds good right now.
Don't go reading anything until you're through, or take my word for it, you'll never get finished.
Okay.
Thanks for all your help.
Not a problem.
But I want apple crisp.
Let's see. Jeff said the envelope with the earliest date goes down in the front of each box.
Time to put my Organization 13 Roman numeral knowledge to the test. Well, this goes way past 13. Okay, so... Nineteenth... 1904. Yeah, that looks right. 1900, 1904, 1908, 1908, 1910, 1911, 1913, 1914. That looks like 1960? Yeah, this looks like 1915. Hi, Seashore! We're organizing Roman numerals. Oh, that's 1917, sorry, 1919. That's 1998, right? I think that's 1998. That's 1970. So that's 1969. 1925. 1951. Let me do that.
Now that they're all sorted, I can do some reading.
Oh, okay. There we go. Philadelphia mobster dies in Leavenworth. Mickey Malone died, yes, of liver failure in the federal penitentiary of Leavenworth, Kansas at the age of 52. He died just 2 months before he was scheduled to release. That's rough. Careful to keep Malone's attack dogs at bay. That would break my heart to be separated from my dog. Oh, Waldo Matthias. There we go. Malone loudly and repeatedly proclaimed that he'd done nothing wrong as he was led to jail. However, his protestations of innocence ended abruptly when, apparently not wishing to be photographed, Malone took a swing at a press photographer. Good job, buddy. Where's the apple crisp recipe? Okay, so this is just about how he got the house. Dragging ban is a drag. There's gold in them there sandbars. So she does dredge up stuff. It doesn't just wash up on her. I'm on to you, Emily. Someone was lying in a Nancy Drew game. I know. The horror.
You're back.
I finished putting all those envelopes in order.
Excellent. Thank you, Miss Drew. And to show my gratitude, I've got something for you.
It doesn't involve Roman numerals, does it?
No, it's an honorary Junior Park Ranger pin. I keep them on hand so I can give them out to children whom I see demonstrating respect for park rules and regulations. Aww. A little bit of positive reinforcement.
I will take that.
Unfortunately, I don't get to give them out that often.
Oh, gee, thanks, Ranger Akers.
Listen, I'm very excited about getting that
Thanks
badge.
for all your help.
That's why I'm here.
Do you have any stickers, too? Like sparkly ones? Oh, I need to see red. So, Citra, you were asking what you missed. Were you here when Nancy got trapped in the burning shed? Yes, Nancy got trapped in a burning shed. She, so let me see if I can pull it up. Oh no, I guess you can't see what's in the picture. So, we got the pictures of the rest of the birds. I'm thinking you probably saw that. And then we couldn't find the red-tailed hawk, so Nancy went to talk to Red. He was like, what are you talking about? You can find a red-tailed hawk. It's over by the tree, by your house. And the tree is a stump. So Nancy went up to it, and then she heard a hawk, saw it on the roof, but on the roof there was a speaker. And as she was noting the fact that there was a speaker, someone knocked her out, tied her up, put her in the shed, and set the shed on fire. And I used all of the skills I learned from Ghost Trick to knock down a scythe that cut the rope for Nancy's hand. It really was like something out of Ghost Trick. And then Nancy escaped, got some water, threw it on the fire. Red came over and yelled at us, and then Jeff apparently came over and yelled at Nancy, and Emily made some tea. Yeah, clearly it was the dogs. Tying someone up and locking them in a burning shed is clearly something only dogs could get away with.
Hello there. I owe you an apology. After you came up here looking for those red tails, I gave my map a closer look and realized it was more than 50 years old. Reason you can't find them is probably because their favorite nesting tree is gone. Finding that hawk's gonna be harder than I thought, so why don't you just give me back my camera and I'll take it from here? It didn't get burned up in that fire or anything, did it?
Somebody clobbers me over the head and then tries to barbecue me, and all you're worried about is your camera?
It's a very expensive camera.
I love guy.
Where did those gas cans come from?
I ran out of gas. So much for being prepared, huh? Well, that's all I wanted to tell you. I'm sure you've got places to go, things to see, people to pester.
You'll be happy to know that I did get a picture of a red-tailed hawk. So here's your camera back. I got all the birds.
Thank you, Nancy. Nice work. You're a credit to your generation.
See you in a while.
No hurry.
Because they are so cute, anything can be forgiven with that face. Oh, yeah. My dog would never do anything like that to me. But if she did, she would be forgiven in a heartbeat. So, now what? Oh, it's the date he got arrested. That's the combination. And of course, I didn't look at it. Yogi! Good boy!
Good news. I have information on your mystery woman.
Thank you so much. Is she still alive?
Her name these days is Vivian Whitmore. She lives in Las Vegas, and her number is 702-555-9137.
Sorry to bother you again, but did those results from the water test come in yet?
There's something here for you from the State Department of Health.
Oh, do not drink the water. There's arsenic.
Oh my gosh, not only is the water bad, but it seems like the well may have been contaminated deliberately.
I wouldn't go jumping to conclusions without proof, Ms. Drew. I'm sure there's a far less melodramatic explanation.
Thanks for all your help.
Not a problem.
If Yogi set me on fire, he is forgiven. Look at that face. He deserves treats for being so smart. January 29th, 1932. That's the date the dogs all died. Were they all killed? Says they kept the dogs at bay. Did they shoot the dogs? 'Cause I will throw hands if anything happened to the dogs. January 29th, 1932. January 29th, 1932. Like, I know it's not in 1932. They kind of wouldn't be around anymore anyway, but still. I'm throwing hands if anything happened to the dogs. I totally missed that as a kid. I totally missed the fact that they all died on the same day, and that day was the day that he got arrested.
It's blocked. It looks like a tiny hole. looks like a tiny hole.
Oh.
What's the combination?
Oh, whoops. Hold on. Oh, okay. So it was actually... Yay!
I bet those were deer mice. I better be careful. I better be careful. I better be careful.
Wait, I have the gloves, though.
I better be careful.
I thought I had gloves. That's what these are, right? Oh, where are the gloves?
It's probably not safe to go in there. Those look too rotten.
I feel like there are gloves lying around somewhere, and I don't remember where they are. Well, I'll call Vivian first.
If you're selling something, hang up right now. I got an air horn in my hand that could deafen a dinosaur, and I'm not afraid to use it.
I love you.
No, please. I'm not selling anything. Believe me. Is this Vivian Whitmore?
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You got exactly 5 seconds to state your business.
My name is Nancy Drew. I'm calling from Moon Lake, Pennsylvania. I just wanted to ask you some questions.
Oh, right. The Moon Lake Park Ranger said you might call. But you have to talk fast. An old friend of mine is flying in today from Florida. And when I say old,
thank you.
I mean old, as in 5 years older than I am. Don't bother trying to do the math, sweet stuff. You'll hurt yourself. So, that ranger fella said you found an old picture of me.
That's right. I found it in the cellar of Mickey Malone's old house on Moon Lake.
Moon Lake. Talk about your fond memories. I had a lot of fun there. Although I wasn't anywhere near as wild as most young people were back then. But I think Mickey kind of respected me for that. I was his gal for 5 years. He always kept birch beer on tap at that speakeasy of his just for me.
Aww.
He had a speakeasy? Where?
It was in the basement, right there at Moon Lake. Feds never knew about it, but everybody who was anybody on the East Coast back then, actors, musicians, bankers, politicians, they knew. You weren't big time unless you'd made at least one trip to Moon Lake Mickey's.
Did this speakeasy have a secret entrance?
There was a lock hidden in one of the tombstones in that little cemetery behind the house. You needed a key to unlock it, and when you did, stairs would appear that led to the speakeasy.
Do you have any idea how to get into Malone's speakeasy from the house?
I sure don't. That saloon was built using 2 main ingredients, concrete and secrecy. Mickey always bragged that nobody could get in unless he wanted them in, and I do believe he was right. But I'll tell you what, if you send me that picture of me and Mickey, I'll send you my key.
The key to the tombstone? You still have it?
It's in the bottom of my jewelry box. I've come this close to throwing it out 100 times, but it's so small and the memories it brings back are so big. Well, I just couldn't, as a joke. Mickey had a tombstone made with the name of this federal agent who had it out for him inscribed on it. That's the one the key unlocks.
Do you know anything about the safe that's in the cellar of his house at Moon Lake?
You must be talking about the wall safe. That was Willie's. By Willie, I mean William Akers, one of the guys who worked for Mickey.
What can you tell me about William Akers?
He was Mickey's most trusted employee. Mickey treated all his other men like dirt, but not Willie. He honestly liked Willie, respected him, trusted him implicitly.
It's been fun talking to you.
I know.
Alright, so the gloves are in the sink. Alright, there they are. So let's get back in that safe. William Akers.
Speakeasy.
Today Mickey went to prison, but when they were walking to the paddy wagon, he told me to take care of his dogs, and when the time came to do their tombstones like he told me. Then he whispered to me to look under the Victrola in the speakeasy at Moon Lake. He said I'd find a map to the gold he stole 2 years ago. Then they shoved him into the wagon, and that was that. Poor Mickey. How's a guy who's never spent one night in jail supposed to spend 8 years in prison? He'll never make it. I think he wants me to have the gold because deep down he knows he's never coming home. Aww. Anyway, I looked under the Victrola and found the map. The problem is there's nothing on it except a bunch of lines and the words, "The dogs will lead the way." There's no X marking the spot or directions or nothing, but I need money bad. My wife and baby haven't had anything decent to eat in months, so I'm going to pack them up and move to Moon Lake permanently so I can spend all my time looking for the gold. Mickey never told me outright that he was the guy who pulled off the hole in the floor gold heist. He always said the less I knew, the healthier I'd stay, but according to the papers, a bunch of gold was stolen off a moving train right under the noses of about a dozen Pinkertons. Mickey must have greased somebody's palm real good and got him to cut a hole in the floor. Oh, heist! Cool! The gold was going to be shipped in. After the gold was loaded, one of his boys crawled under the train and pulled himself into the boxcar. Then when the train was moving, he dropped the gold down the hole onto the tracks. Mickey's boys picked it up and got away clean. Nobody ever suspected Mickey was behind it. So what I'm looking for is 20 gold bars. The paper said all together they weigh around 600 pounds. The question is, did Mickey hide them in one place or did he spread them around? He must have buried them, but where? I just thought of something. Maybe Mickey trained his dogs to go to the gold if you say the right word. I'm going to try saying gold to them tomorrow and see what happens. Okay, I guess they didn't all die. Well, that's good. I've said every word I can think of to all the dogs, but they haven't led me anywhere except around in circles. I spent the last month following them around. First Xander, then Vitus, then Lucy. I don't have to follow Iggy because all he does is sleep on the porch. So it looks like I'm gonna have to start digging. I'll dig under the porch first, seeing as that's where Iggy always is. Aw, someone's a couch potato. A month ago, I started working as a handyman over in Lewistown to make ends meet. So even though I stop by Mickey's every day to feed the dogs, I can only look for the gold at night. I dug all around the porch, but didn't find nothing. Mark the porch.
Joe Akers? Emily said Jeff Akers' father was named Joe. Maybe Jeff is related to William Akers after all.
That's what place where he always leads me to. I was so busy digging last Tuesday night that I almost wasn't there when my son was born. We're calling him Joe. His big sister is real happy. She says baby Joe is just like the dolly she's always wanted, but we could never afford to get her. The truth is, we can't really afford Joe either. Well, I keep writing to Mickey asking him to please tell me straight where the gold is, but he never writes back. I'll just have to keep digging. Now I spend all my free time digging in the woods. I dig around everything that looks like a landmark. Logs, rocks, tree stumps, but I never find nothing. Plus I keep getting lost. The path looks so much alike, especially at night. Last Sunday I memorized the way to the cemetery. Even though Mickey never allowed the dogs in the speakeasy or the tunnel, I've been looking there for the gold because I looked everywhere else and I can think of and got nowhere. Last week I found out that Mickey changed the passcode to the spigots in the speakeasy. This got my hopes up because the way I figured it, why would Mickey change the code without telling me unless he was hiding something? When I finally figured out the new code, I didn't find nothing in the tunnel that opened up that wasn't there before. Why Mickey spent all that money on pictures of those dogs of his, I'll never understand. I give up. Mickey's dead, and so are all his dogs. I'll never find the gold. I got a good job offer over in Harrisburg, and I'm going to take it. Little Joe and Sarah deserve a better life than they've gotten so far. And it's high time Callie got a nice house and a husband who doesn't spend all his time chasing after something he can't find. But I'm leaving this journal here because who knows, maybe someday I'll suddenly remember something Mickey said and it'll finally hit me where he hit the gold. Maybe I'll come back here and find it all. But in the meantime, I've got my family. They're what's important. They're treasure enough. Aww, that's nice.
The dogs will lead the way. I wonder what that means.
It's like on the one hand, oh, Jeff lied to us. But on the other hand, like, would you want to admit that your grandfather was a gangster? I mean, I think it's a cool bit of trivia, but still. Some people are sensitive to these things. You have to pet the good boy.
Hello again, Miss Drew. Am I in for another interrogation?
I'd like to mail this photo to the woman in Las Vegas. Can you do that for me?
As always, I'm here to serve, Miss Drew. Just give it to me and I'll take care of it. I'm sure she'll be very pleased to get this back.
What can you tell me about the gold that Malone supposedly buried on his property?
As far as I know, it doesn't exist. It's just one of those rumors people want to believe, so they do.
Thanks for all your help.
Not a problem.
Are we gonna confront him about this?
Hello again, Miss Drew.
What do you know about a man named Joe Akers?
Why do you ask?
I understand he used to be the deputy here.
So?
Are you sure you're not related to William Akers?
All right. William Akers was my grandfather.
And you don't want anyone to know that?
It's not exactly something I'm proud of. My father spent his whole life trying to make people forget what my grandfather was, and trying to make sure people who didn't know what he was never found out. I've been doing the same thing.
What did William Akers do after Malone was arrested?
I'm afraid you're going to have to excuse me, Miss Drew. In case you've forgotten, I'm a very busy man.
Bye. I'm gonna say goodbye to Yogi the arsonist first. Only you can prevent forest fires, Yogi. Well, I guess I should call Sally and let her know about the water results. Yogi's after picnic baskets. Yes, he is, and he's doing a great job of stealing them.
Hey, Sally, it's Nancy.
Nancy, did you see them? Did you see the dogs?
Yes, I did, and I can understand why you left. They were pretty frightening. But if it's okay with you, I'd really like to stay and get to the bottom of whatever's going on. That's why you asked me here in the first place, right?
Yes, but Nancy, are you sure?
Positive. Consider Detective Drew officially on the case.
I wish I were even half the trooper you are, Nancy. I have such high hopes for that house. All the beauty there, the wildlife, all the pictures I was going to take. It would break my heart to have to give it up.
I need you to tell me everything you can about those dogs.
They're black, and they have yellow glowing eyes, and they don't like me one bit.
When's the first time you saw them?
Well, let's see. I heard them the very first night I was here. I heard them almost every night, howling in the distance. But I didn't actually see them until I'd been here about a week. After that, they started appearing pretty much every other night.
When they appeared, did they always do the same thing?
Yes, come to think of it. They always came running up to the house, barking and snarling. They'd lunge at the windows, they'd jump up on the door, they'd run around and bark some more, then they'd run off. What are you getting at?
These attacks seem to involve a lot of choreography, which reinforces my theory that you're not being randomly attacked by a pack of wild dogs, but by dogs who've been trained by someone determined to scare you out of your house at Moon Lake.
Who would want to do that? My closest neighbor lives 2 miles away. My property is surrounded by the state park, but it's off-season, so hardly anybody is in the park. In fact, I bet I talked to a total of 3 people the whole 4 weeks I was at Moon Lake.
Which 3 people?
Let's see. The park ranger. I forget his name. Kind of a pain in the neck. Emily Griffin. She's the one who owns that store I told you about. And I ran into this bird watcher a couple of times. Had a funny name.
Red Knot. I've run into him, too.
Other than people I may have nodded hello to while getting gas or something, I swear those are the only people I've talked to at Moon Lake.
What about River Heights? Can you think of anyone there who'd want you to sell your house at Moon Lake and move back to River Heights?
You mean like an angry ex-boyfriend or something? Nope, I sure can't.
Since I'm going to be staying here a while, is there anything I should know about the place?
Well, let's see. I've got the water turned off because it's well water and it needs to be tested before I can use it for anything. In fact, if you could get that testing done for me, I'd really appreciate it. Oh, and watch where you walk in the living room. Some of the floorboards are so rotten you could fall right through. And I keep hearing these faint squeaks and rustling type noises coming from below the floor. I hope you're not scared of mice.
I'm afraid I have some bad news. I had your well water tested, and according to the health department, it contains a very high level of arsenic.
Arsenic? Somebody poisoned my well?
Maybe, maybe not. The health department is running more tests. When you bought the house, did anyone mention a problem with the well?
No. And it doesn't matter. I love that house, and I am going to live in it. If that well's bad, I'll just dig another one. At least, I will when I know for sure why bad things keep happening there. You are going to figure that out, right, Nancy?
You bet I am.
I knew I could count on you.
Talk to you later.
Thanks again, Nancy.
I'm not gonna get into all that. She is rich enough to own a house.
Hello?
Bess, it's Nancy.
I know that. What's going on?
Hey, newsflash. I think I know why somebody wants to scare Sally off her property, and it has nothing to do with birds, parks, or artifacts.
So what does it have to do with?
Gold, as in 600 pounds of gold bullion.
Come on, Nancy, tell us everything. Gold is one of my favorite subjects.
Well, I found William Akers' journal, who, it turns out, was our friendly park ranger's grandfather.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Not as interesting as 600 pounds of gold. Go on, Nancy.
Have you ever heard of the hole-in-the-floor gold heist?
I've heard of the hole-in-the-wall gang.
Well, according to Akers' journal, in 1931, somebody stole a shipment of gold bars in broad daylight by dropping them through a hole in the floor of a moving train.
Let me guess. The thieves were never caught, and the gold was never found.
You got it. According to Akers, Malone masterminded the whole thing, and he hid the gold right here on his Moon Lake property.
You think it's still there?
It must be. Like you said, Nancy, that would explain why somebody wants Sally, and now you, out of there so bad.
I also found a map with the inscription, "The dogs will lead the way."
You found a treasure map? My gosh, Nancy. Secret passageways, buried treasure? You're like a magnet for that stuff.
The dogs will lead the way to what?
According to the journal, Malone left Akers the map and said it would show him where the gold was, but all it has on it is that inscription and some landmarks.
What kind of landmarks?
The house, the shoreline, some rocks in the lake, the pump, the cemetery, and it's crisscrossed with lines like a grid.
A grid? Sounds like precise locations are involved.
I could sure use a nice big hint right about now.
Head over to the ranger station. Maybe Vivian sent you something.
Okay. That was
Bye,
fast.
you guys.
Ta-ta.
Ciao for now.
But yeah, I think we gotta wait for Vivian to send us things. Also, I realize it's almost 10 and I'm gonna try to get this finished as quickly as possible. Should be a trillion to own a house in that condition in that location. Yeah, nowadays. Yeah, mail lists pretty fast. It's almost like email.
I apologize for my previous behavior. As a park ranger, I strive to keep my personal feelings in check at all times, and that time I failed. It's my duty as a public servant to try to make it up to you. What would you like to know?
Did your grandfather ever find any gold on Malone's property?
If he did, he never spent it. He wasn't poor when he died, but he certainly wasn't rich.
Thanks for all your help.
Always a pleasure.
I never pet the good boy.
A package just arrived for you from Las Vegas.
Cool.
Great. Vivian sent me the key.
I'll dispose of the package.
Wouldn't
want to break any littering laws, would we?
Thanks for all your help.
That's why I'm here.
I like that he was nice enough to apologize. Goodbye, Yugi. You are the best boy. And my dog is the best girl. That's true. Missile and Doug are very good boys. That was one thing I loved about Games as Lit's video, like constantly reminding us Missile is a very good boy. Because he is. Missile is a good boy. I remember what it is. It's like... tunnel.
It's too dark. I need a flashlight. Oh, the batteries are going dead.
Oh no.
I can't see a thing. I'd better go back.
Boo! I want to go in the secret tunnel. Alright, we gotta go talk to Emily. So rude of the game to deny me the chance to go through the creepy cemetery tunnel. So rude. What? No. No. What are you doing? No. No! 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 No, no! 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 When was the last time I saved? I don't believe this. Oh my gosh, the last time I saved was like... I bet it was like right before the fire. I'm gonna go check. Stupid game.
How's the bird watching coming along?
Yep, this was right before the fire. I don't believe this. I'm so mad right now. Okay. Well, it's almost time to end the stream. So, yes, it was Yogi the whole time. And nobody cared because Yogi is a very good boy. So, I was gonna do Five Nights at Freddy's next week. My plans have been ruined. I think, oh man. Oh, I'm mad. Missile disagrees. How do you know that Missile wasn't in on it? There were 4 dogs, I might remind you. There was a collaboration going on between Missile and Doug and Yogi. I don't know who else yet. Well, I'll figure it out. Probably what I will do is I will try Five Nights at Freddy's, and if I can't make it through Five Nights at Freddy's, or I beat it fast enough because it's a short game, I'll go back to Ghost Dogs. I'm going to leave it at that because I might be beating Ghost Dogs next week. If I don't beat Ghost Dogs next week, I will tell you who did it. How does that sound? Oh, I'm so sad about this. Stupid glitch. Go away.
See you in a while.
No hurry.
Alright. I'll see you guys next week. We're gonna be doing a charity stream. Yay! And yeah. Thank you so much to everyone who watched my stream. Sorry for the anticlimactic ending. And I hope you have a great week. Bye. No. So I always save your games, kids. Always.